There was no Darvel deja vu as Barry Robson's men booked their place as the first team in the Scottish Cup 5th round by defeating Clyde. For being honest, the only thing memorable about this game is probably the camera lens is getting a wee bit wet, a wee bit of moisture on it like it was an F1 race, but there was no heavy rain. Well, there was heavy rain, but it got wiped, and all we heard was wiping the camera. About 2 goals. Barry Robson's jobs. Safe a wee bit longer, ain't that right, my friend?
Yes, the water tonight was definitely rain, but had Aberdeen lost this game, I think it would have been tears. It would have been Barry Robson's tears, to be exact. And it probably would have been the end of his Aberdeen career, because we know he's coming under pressure lately. Now that European football's gone, people are focusing more on domestic results, and when you look at the league, the results have been shit. So this was a big game for Aberdeen. They had to win this. I don't think Barry Robson could continue as Aberdeen manager if they had a loss tonight, because this is effectively what cost Jim Goodwin.
That's the name, Jim Goodwin.
Jim Goodwin, his
no
job.
wins.
You know, once he lost to Darvel, he was never going to keep his job. It was just a matter of time until they could find an excuse to get rid of him. And don't get me wrong, losing 6-0 to Hibs is a pretty good excuse. But look, Aberdeen got the job done tonight. I mean, it was professional. They won, but it wasn't easy. I mean, it wasn't the most convincing performance. And I guess with the conditions and the pitch, away from home, cold night, not quite a cold night in Stoke, but it was a rainy, cold night in Clyde. And, you know, it wasn't an easy game for them, but they got the win. They got into the next round. That's what matters. Clyde, though, did hit the post in the first half. And you do wonder that if that goal went in, what would have happened? How would this game have changed? How would it have played out? And would the Darvel nightmares for a year ago resurfaced?
Yeah, it's not quite the 2006 game where they pumped Roy Keane out. There was no pumping Barry. There was no pumping MIOVSKI. But you know, you look at this game, it's always when a Premiership team takes on a lower opposition. I don't think you ever get a good game. I think it's either the routine victory for the Premiership team or an upset like Darvel. This is never going to be like a 3-2 sort of game, is it? It's always going to be one or the other.
Yeah, with two teams going at it, head to head, back to back, football, you know, attacking, back and forth. You don't really get that. You either get the favourites tend to just run away with it and dominate the game, or sometimes you'll maybe get the smaller team and they'll do like a hit and run job, essentially, sit behind the ball and then get one goal and get lucky and then hold on to it. But, you know, tonight, Aberdeen took the lead, and I feel like if Clyde were going to have a chance in this, they had to score first.
And they hit the post first, though, because that was pretty much the first real opportunity. Rose was nowhere near this. Hits the post. I mean, it could have easily hit it and went in. Would Aberdeen have struggled to win this game if they went 1-0 down? I mean, I think very easily. I think you go 1-0 down, the pressure gets ramped up. But quickly after this, Devlin, who got his assist and a goal tonight, he found MIOVSKI. Back to goal. And this is what good strikers do. This is different gravy. Hits it and it goes into the bottom left-hand corner. Doesn't look pretty, but it goes in. Clinical, brilliant. What you want from a striker. Ain't that right?
Yeah, accuracy, top notch, right in the corner. Doesn't look like the cleanest strike, it's not like a lot of power behind it. The technique wasn't great, but it's just the accuracy. He puts it right in the corner where the goalkeeper can't get it. And like I said, there was no pace. It was a low ball. I mean, it looked savable, but just because of how accurate and how tight it was in the corner, the goalkeeper couldn't do anything about it. And this is why MIOVSKI is scoring goals every week. This is why MIOVSKI is worth a lot of money and a very important player for Aberdeen, and someone that you can understand is generating interest from other clubs.
We go into the second half. Devlin, he makes it 2-0. Polvara finds him. Devlin puts it into the back net. Good finish for Devlin. And then it's pretty much just a gimmick of, well, let's wipe the rain off the camera. You never see this in the Premier League. Hell, you never see this in the Premiership. What was this? Is this a Clyde Stadium problem? Or is this amateur hour for the Scottish Cup and the SFA?
I don't think the rain was wiped off the camera. That noise was coming for the TV.
What?
It was.
What do you mean? Hold on. I've seen them do it.
What, you seen a guy take a cloth and actually start wiping the camera?
Aye.
No way.
With my own 2 fucking eyes.
I didn't. So how come you seen it and I didn't?
Well, I don't know. One of us watched the game. I played the game.
You think the guy actually grabbed like a cloth and was like, hold on, let me just wipe my camera down?
I've seen people on Twitter talking about it.
So the game was... You're saying the game was on in the next minute you couldn't see the 22 players because some fucking big cloth was taking up the screen?
Yes.
How did I miss that?
I don't know what you were doing.
That must have been the best part of the match.
There was a few counter-attacks at the end, and it was covered by about 5 raindrops.
Why not just do that when they're showing a replay?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a...
Can the cameraman, though, be like, here, Show that MIOVSKI goal again. I need to wipe down my camera.
Yeah, I know, but if Aberdeen are on the attack, or Clyde, which didn't really happen often, I mean, I guess they need to wipe it for that attack. They can't just hope and pray it goes out for a throw-in, and then they wipe it. It's better to wipe it when it's in play, I think. When there's something relevant happening. I get your point. Yes, if it's a throw-in, then absolutely that's when to wipe it.
I've never seen that. I have never seen the main camera just have a hand come across it and start wiping the screen.
I think that might just be a problem, though, with a small stadium. Maybe, but then... I say a small stadium, yeah.
What did they do in the bigger stadiums?
I know, but normally you've got like the roof that's covering it. Maybe at Clyde with the camera set up, it's just not protected from the weather, which is incredibly cheap. But anyway, Aberdeen win 2-0. They booked their place into the Scottish fifth round.
First team to get there.
How far can they go?
Well, they got all the way. They got to the final in the Fireplay League Cup. There's no reason why they couldn't do the same in the Scottish Cup.
So we'll have to wait and see, guys. We've got a full round of fixtures, though. BBC Scotland, and of course, Fireplay picks the Old Firm. And if we're being honest, right, why is Fireplay picking Celtic against Bucky Thistle?
Yeah, you know, I'm calling bullshit. It's a chance to actually showcase some decent games, and they haven't done it. We've got a couple of Premiership ties. We've got Kilmarnock versus Dundee. But it makes sense. Like, Fireplay, at the end of the day, they're a channel, they're a broadcaster, they want to get the best ratings they possibly can, and they know that by showing Celtic and Rangers, they're going to do that. Here's the facts, okay? If the Fireplay get 2 games to show for each round, which they do, they are always going to show Celtic and Rangers, and it honestly does not matter what the other ties are. I think even if Hearts and Hibs at the Edinburgh Derby, I think if that was one of the ties, I think they would still show Celtic versus Bucky Thistle over the Edinburgh Derby. I think that's what we're dealing with here. The only way you get only way you get like one of the 2 games not being both Old Firm clubs would be if the Old Firm are drawn against each other, or if one of them has already had an early exit. But if they're both in it, then that's the 2 games you're getting. It's going to be Celtic and it's going to be Rangers, unless again they're against each other or one of them's already been pumped out. So. Just got. Unfortunately, it's Scottish football. We just got to deal with it.
Do you think
it is what it is?
Do you think the ratings would be more for a Celtic Bucky Thistle game than an Edinburgh Derby?
Unfortunately, I do.
I'm going to disagree, and I'm not saying that to bash Celtic because I think it would work vice versa for Rangers. I think there's going to be a lot of people that just wouldn't watch. Like Rangers fans aren't going to watch Celtic Bucky Thistle because they know it's one-way traffic.
No, but there is more Celtic fans than there is Hearts and Hibs fans put together. So therefore, if all Celtic fans are watching that game, then they're going to do better. It's going to get more viewership than the Edinburgh Derby.
Yeah, I back that theory, but I think as a whole there'll be more people in Scotland, non-Celtic fans, that would watch the Edinburgh Derby over Celtic Bucky Thistle.
I see where you're coming from, but that's not the case.
That's not the case. We don't have to worry about that, though, because the Old Firm, they got their wee tickets. But anyway, guys, till next time, Scottish Cup is back, Fog Football's back, the real football's back, the Premiership is back. Well, the Premiership teams are back.